So once we're done with that one, we'll check with this one as well, how to work with partition. So total we have three kinds of different functions. Okay, so these functions are row number, rank, density rank. So these functions, whenever you are working with these functions, as per the syntax, we have to use the over class and order by class. Those two are mandatory. So if you see here, what are the part I have written? Over class, order by class. So we have to remember this one simply. We are giving row numbers, we are giving ranks, we are giving density ranks. So whenever we are giving row number, rank or density rank, so on top of which column we are giving, that is nothing but over. Okay, so in simple words, so on top of which column you are making this row number. Okay, so those things we have to give it in the over class. Inside over class, we have to specify the column name. So that column name we are specifying order by mandatory. So order by clause is mandatory. If you slowly observe the information, okay, and if you think like you are a developer, so think like that you are a developer, you have to write some coding or some functionality to provide to the customer. Okay, so that is the case. If you think like that you are the developer, you need to provide a solution to the customer. So if you are providing solution to the customer, he requested, could you please provide me row number for these records or rank for these records, okay, or density rank for these records. So if he given data like this, whatever the salary you are seeing here, suppose he has given data like this and he asked provide the row number, provide the rank or density rank. Okay, so whenever they requested such kind of solution, so if you see the data, we have 800, 1350, 2450. So providing row number, maybe it's look like simple, but providing a rank and density rank, it's a complex for us if the data is looks like this. Okay, so because of that reason, if you are the developer, you have to think about the solution. If you think as a developer, you thought if you arrange this data either of the format, either ascending or descending order, okay, you can arrange either of the order, ascending order or descending order. Once the data is arranged ascending or descending order, for us it's very easy, means to make the row numbers or ranks, first rank, second rank, third rank, fourth rank. So if you think like that, you never forget this one and you never feel complexity, because what will happen after 2-3 days, you will forget this syntax. It looks like a bit different, but if you remember like that, okay, I am doing rank, density rank, row number. If I am doing these three, so on top of which data I am doing, okay, I am doing on top of salary. If the salary is in random order, it's not in proper order. So for me, is it possible to provide rank or density rank? The answer is we will get no, because the data is in random. Okay, we are the human. Maybe we can look with our eyes and we can make it some ranks because of 14 records. Suppose this is 114 records. Even for us also it's typical to arrange the rank or density rank. So the solution come to our mind. Okay, we have to make it as order by, because that is the only class we have to make the data ascending or descending order. So automatically you will recollect, okay, the data should be either in ascending or descending order. That's why this is mandatory. Order by class is mandatory, because the program in the back end, it should give the ranks or row numbers or density ranks. So to provide row number or ranks or density ranks, it should be in order by class. Then it's very easy to provide. So that's why this is mandatory. So like that you can remember, okay, one after the other. The first one, you are applying one function. It can be any function, row number, rank or density rank. Suppose if I am applying this function, on top of which data I am applying, so whatever the data I am applying for that data, I have to provide the order by clause. Okay, so this order by clause, we know by default it is ascending order, means if you are not specifying anything, it will be ascending order. If you want to specify, you can specify the descending order. So that will comes under the over class. So if you remember like that, you can remember longer time which column you are applying. If you are giving a rank, so you have to think like that. If I want to give rank, suppose 5000, I am able to see first rank. To provide the second rank, again I need to look into all the records. Okay, maybe this is the second rank. So this much difficult I am facing. First rank, second rank. If the data is in order, okay, it's very easy to provide the ranks. Okay, that's why they make it as these things are mandatory inside of our class. Okay, so row number will give the sequence numbers, rank will the rankings, and density rank will give the ranks only but without gaps. So these two, most of the people will say with gaps and without gaps. So with gaps, without gaps, what is the meaning of that word? Okay, so the answer is if you have multiple records or multiple entries with same information. Okay, means 3 people have the same salary or 4 people have the same salary. So at that time, all 4 people will contain the same kind of rank. So after 50%, what kind of rank you are giving? If you are giving density rank, maybe he will get second rank because these people were thinking first rank. If you are going with rank function, okay, we are 4 people, so the other person will get the 5. So 1 after that 5. So 4 people are getting first rank and second person is getting the 5th rank. There is no 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. We don't have any 2, 3, 4 because 4 people are occupied the first rank. So that is the difference between these two, rank and density rank. Okay. So if you are clear with this information, okay, we have one more thing, partition, because that is also most important. Okay, so we can able to do partition this part. Okay, this row number you can make it as partition means. So this is the information whatever you have like job, salary, commission, department number. Suppose if you want to provide a rank based on the department number, till now we are providing for the entire data. So entire data means if I am providing row number like 1 to 14 we are getting. First record and 14th record. Suppose if you are providing on top of the department number means you are taking the help of department number, and if you want to provide the row numbers as per the department number means 10 I have to write all 10 records on location and give something rank 1, 2, 3 or row number 1, 2, 3, and I have to go to the 20. So once I went to the 20 I have 4 records. Again 1, 2, 3, 4. And after that I have the something 30 we have the 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the second level. The first level providing row numbers for all the records, sequence numbers. The second level you can provide these row numbers based on the specific column. Okay, suppose if you want to make it partition by, okay, the word itself is explaining we are doing partitions. So 10 one partition, 20 one partition, 30 one partition. Okay, suppose if you are applying like that for a department, 10 department it will give the row numbers like this, 20 department like this, and 30 department it will give row number like this. Okay, so the concept won't change, but the only thing is instead of applying all the records, we are taking help of one more field and make it as the partitions. Some grouping. If you are understand group by class and if you prepared well group by class, you won't get any confusion because we are know how the group by class will work. Okay, but here we are giving the partitions means I am telling to the system, okay, make it partitions or pods based on this column. Okay, so that one I am doing. So to work with those examples, simply I am taking code only. Just I am adding the partition by. So this is the complete syntax. Okay. Select employee number, employee name, salary, row number, partition by department number, order by salary, as something row number. So this is the beginning level what we are learning, but once you are entering into the organization or interview panel, okay, so they will ask the question related to here only. They won't ask questions from here because this is the basic one. They will come to here and they will make the interview questions. Or if you are using an organization, most of the times you have to use like this only. based on the some partition we will apply the things. Okay. Suppose if you take a very simple example to understand this part. Okay, suppose if you are doing a project, it is related to the some kind of, okay, real estate, something like that. Okay, they have some buildings. Okay, so they have some one building and they have given to the tenants and people are paying rent to them. So they have 5 blocks, A, B, C, D, E, like that. They have the 5 blocks. So each block has around 20 houses. So everybody paying the rent. Okay, so they have the 2 BHK, 3 BHK, like that, different things. Okay, so whenever they have like that, like 5 buildings, you can say block A, block B, block C, block D, and each floor has 10 houses, and it is like 1 BHK, 2 BHK, and 3 BHK we have. So people will paying the rent. Then the questions will come like this. So what is the highest amount who are paying in the A block? Who is the person paying in the A block? Who is person paying in the B block? Or who is the person paying least amount in the A block, B block, C block? Or what is the totals of each blocks? So sometimes we will get such kind of questions in the real time as well. Okay, so that is the simple example of whatever I have given. It's not only block, it can be anything. It can be related to the product, or it can be related to the policy, or it can be related to the insurance. Okay, so if you are dividing like a category wise, so on that category, always we need to find out who is the first person or who is the second person. Okay, so here I am applying the row number, and this time what we are doing the row number or and partition by department number. So we are dividing this data as per the department number. Internally, it will take the department number and it will make it as some partitions. Once it is make it as the partitions, okay, so that is the flow. First it will take the department number and make it as the partitions. Once it is making the partitions, within that department number it will arrange the salary descending order. So once it is done all this part, then it will try to give the row numbers. Okay, so first it will do this one, number 1, number 2, and number 3. This is the way it will go for the execution. So I'm trying to execute this code. Okay, you can see the results. Here we have the results. So to understand more clearly, we have to include the department number as well. Before the number, you can give the department number. Okay, now you can easily understand if you see the output. This is the 10, okay, 1, 2, 3 row numbers. This is the 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 30. Maybe there is one more record. So this is the way it will give, like it is doing the partitions. So once it is done the partitions, then it will going to the inside and it's giving the row numbers. Okay, so this is the row number. Okay, so once we have given this row number, on top of this we can make the some kind of code and we can able to pull the, okay, so the person who is inside. First of all, we have to check the inside the code whether you are giving ascending or descending order. Okay, if you are giving descending order, you are able to see the highest number is the first one. If you are giving descending order, you can able to see the least value as the first number. So this is the row number and the concept remains same whatever we are discussing yesterday, because the row number is a sequence number and it will give the 1, 2, 3 like this. So how this row number is given, you have to say it is depends upon the values, salary values. Okay, so you have to see the all three are the department number 10 salaries. Based on these salaries, Okay, so we have given the descending order. Based on the descending order, this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Again, don't club this row number with the department number. Okay, so we have to think abroad. Okay, so first of all, it is taking the department number. Within that, it is arranging salary, and after that, it is giving the row number. If you remember like that, it would be easy. Okay, so one more time, I am repeating. First of all, it will take the department number, something like this, and it will arrange the data in descending or ascending order. Once it is done, then it will give the row numbers. From here, you are getting the row numbers. And this is arranged by like this. Department number first, this is the step 1, this is the step 2, and this is the step 3. The system internally works like this. So if you remember like this, you never get any confusion. Okay, if you comparing department number, row numbers, if you think okay, department numbers are same, row numbers are different, you will get a lot of confusion. Okay, so clear this one. So once you are clear this one, okay, the same thing, like whatever the concept we are discussing yesterday, okay, we have to use the same concept. So it's all depends upon the whatever the data we have in the employee table, like employee 1 table. For me, for you, it's the employee table. So I have given the row number. Now we can change to the rank. So rank function will give the ranks. Okay, so we are saying ranks with gaps. So somebody have the same kind of values, but this time it is specific to the department number. Like first of all, it is doing the partitions on top of the department number. After that, it is giving the rank. Because yesterday we seen the example rank and density rank. But if you are today, if you are not able to see, it's not the code mistake or something. Okay, so the data we are making partition by the department number means two people have the same salary, but those two people are belongs to different department number. Means I have an employee. Okay, so his salary is 3,000 rupees, but he belongs to the 10 department. I have one more employee, his salary also 3,000, but he is related to the 20 department number. So in that case, okay, whatever you see in yesterday result, today's result will be different, because today we are doing partition by department number. Means we are going to specific each department number. On top of it, we are giving these ranks. So I'm executing this code. Maybe if you have within the department all the unique numbers, there is no much difference in the output. So most of the cases, all people have the different values. Here also everybody have the different values. Okay, we can see here, two people have the same values in the 20 department. Now we can see 1, 1 and 3. So there is no 2. So this time we are doing the partition by department number, and after that we are giving the ranks. And we'll go with the density rank as well. Suppose if you are given the density rank, what will happen? It will be like without gaps. Okay, so this is the 10 department. This is the 20 department, and this is the 30 department number. So if you see here, okay, this is the just now we have observed. Earlier we have 1, 1, 3, 4. There is no 2, but right now it has the 2 value. So as per the concept, okay, density rank without gaps, rank with gaps, row number is a sequence number. And while applying all these three functions, we have mandatory things called over class. Within that, we have to specify the field that should be order by class. So the order by class, if you are not specifying it with the ascending order, okay, we have to specify descending order to get the proper values, ascending or descending order. And second concept, the over by class, we can do it by the partitions. Partitions means pieces. Okay, the first partition, second partition, third partition. The entire data will be split into the multiple partitions. So for that partitions, I am giving the department number. So based on the department number, it is doing the partitions. In general, most of the cases in interview, they are asking a simple question like, show the employee names of each department who is getting the highest salary. The person who is getting the highest salary, they want to see that person, that employee details. Okay. So for that, we have to use this code only. Okay. Maybe going forward, we will see the concept. We have to right click, select those columns and make it as from class, and remaining thing we have to write inside and need to give some name and make it as some filter conditions where this row number. To 1. Okay. So if you are giving descending order, it is nothing but each department wise. Each department wise, you are seeing the highest salary paid employee names. Okay. So these are the 3 people. Okay. So department 10 department. Okay. So this person is the highest salary. 20 department, this person is the highest salary, and 30 department, this person is the highest salary. So most of the cases they are asking these kind of questions. Okay, display the employee details like employee name or employee number. Each department, people who are getting the highest salary. Suppose they change the question, if they want to see the each department the people who are getting the least salary, okay, the code remains same. So instead of descending order, you can give the ascending order. So it will give the each department people who are getting the least salaries. So these people are the employees in each department, they are getting the least salary. So here he is getting the 800, 950 and 1300. Okay. So not only these 2 questions, sometimes they will make it as the instead of highest salary. Most of the cases to make us confused, they will say display the each department is person who is getting the second maximum salary or third maximum salary. So just we need to change the code here itself. Okay, just the where condition. Suppose if I am making a equal to 2, so it's nothing but each department second highest salary employees. These people are. It's not the first salary highest. These are the second salary highest employees in the table for each department wise. So most of the cases they will ask question like that only. Display the each department wise second maximum salary employees or third maximum salary employees. So with the same code, you people are able to give the multiple answers like first maximum salary, second maximum salary. If they are asking third maximum salary, just make it as the 3, the condition. Okay. So while doing these operations, sometimes they will keep the data duplications. So at that time, the row number won't work. We have to go with the density rank or rank. They will say, okay, we have 2 people with the same amount of salary. So they want to fetch those 2 records as well. But right now we are getting only one record, but they will say 2 people in a department, 2 people are getting the same salary. Like if you take 20 department, assume like that. So 2 people are getting the 5,000 salary. So in the output, they want to see the 2 people as well. Okay, if you are giving row number or rank, okay, so based on that, the output will be changed. Okay, we have to think about the like what is the question they are asking. So based on that, we have to use the inside rank or density rank. But most of the cases, row number is the solution. Some cases we have to think about whenever they are giving some kind of duplication data, then we need to check it out and then change the instead of row number, we have to give the density rank. So that is the only one answer we have. Okay, so next we have some important concept. Same, however, we are doing till now, it will be the same. The only thing people will call as the like running totals, or some people will say cumulative sums or moving average, moving count. So those are very simple to understand very easily. First of all, always, okay, not only here, whether if you are working in the real time also, always the best practice is you have to check the records, what kind of records you are working before working with. Okay, so this is the data. Suppose if you want to apply the cumulative sum or running sum, okay, so that one people will call as cumulative sum or running sum. We will see like how to apply and what is the meaning of that, because this is the salary whatever we have. So to understand it very easily, so take the any code. So instead of this, okay, I'm not giving anything rank or density rank or row number. Okay, so I'm giving the our functions sum of CI. So after that, I have given like sum of cell and our class order by same thing like whatever the things we have discussed. So here you can say them it is anything but cumulative sum. Okay, we'll see like based on the output we can discuss like what is happening. Okay, so it is looks like this, something like this. Some numbers are there. Even to try to understand these numbers, maybe okay, the numbers are in different way. Okay, so to understand it very simply, again we'll go with the order by class. Order by cell descending, and I'm going. Okay, so if you see here, okay, so it is showing like this 5,000, 3,000, and some information here. Okay. So to understand very easily what I am doing, I am changing one or two records with update command. Update emp1. changing James as well. So I run the code. If you see the output, okay, you can easily understand what exactly it is doing. Okay, so just observe these two informations. One is the salary, another one is the we are saying cumulative sum. Okay, some people will say running totals. Okay, so running total means the first one is the 5,000. Okay, and the 5,000 plus 3,500. Okay, these two sum is here. Suppose new record is coming, it will add and it will show the sum here. So like that it will be arranged here. So this is very much useful. Most of the times I seen this kind of things in the report level, and I haven't seen this kind of approaches in the traditional systems. So in Snowflake only I am seeing this one, because these functions are not available on the Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle. So in the Snowflake they are especially given these things like running total. They are calling as the running total or moving count or moving average. Okay, suppose if you see 5,000 plus 3,500, 8,500, again adding 3,000, again adding 2,975, again 2,850. So this is the value. Suppose if you are taking this value, for this value, if you are adding 1,100, it will come to this result. Okay, so that this is the final result. This is the total values. 2,962.5 means this is the value. For this value, if you are adding the below value, you will get the this value. Okay, so this is very much useful, this cumulative sum or moving count or average. Okay, so what will happen, it will go like this. First of all, it will take this value and that is the only sum. If you are going for the second value, it is a combination of first and second, and it will give the total here. If you are going for third value, it's a combination of all three and it will give here. If you are going for fourth value, it's a combination of four values and it will give here, like that, so on. Okay, I'm not able to the diagram, so like that. So at the end you will get the complete totals. So these are most of the times they have developed in the reports level. They want to see the what is the total at that moment. Okay, so they can apply on the geographical location wise or product wise. So based on the location wise, they can see, okay, these locations, this is the running total based on so and so date. So they can apply on any fields. So to understand the concept, simply we are applying on the salary. So we can apply on the any field. So these things we will call as the, some people will call as the cumulative sum, or some people will call as the running totals. Okay, that is also one more word we have called running totals. So the same thing, whatever you are written here. So two more codes we have, not only sum. Okay, we can go with the average and we can go with the count as well. Both total sum, average, count. So these three functions are available. Most of the cases people will go with the running totals, or what is the average and what is the counts. So I'm executing this code, count. So this is the count, because there is no difference whatever the sequence numbers you are seeing. It's look like that only, because that is the only count. One value, one only count. Two values, two count. So three values, this is three count, and four values, this is the four count. It's not like our sequence numbers. This is a bit different. This count, it will be like this. Okay, and whatever you are seeing the sequence number, that is different. Okay, because just now we seen the sum, okay, how it is adding, and average also you can see, because count maybe it's not looks like a correct one, but is a correct one only. Okay, because that is the only records we have, so it's showing the count, that one, and I'm making as average. So average means we know the total by number of records. Okay, so we have to go with the total by number of records, then we will get the average. So this is the only one record divided by 1, that is the average, 5,000 and average. So second one, adding these two, like 5 plus 3, 8,500 divided by 2. 2 records means divided by 2 is 4250. And if you are going for third one, okay, if you are going for third one, add 3 values like 5 plus 3, 5 plus 3,000 divided by 3. This is the value. And if you are going for fourth one, okay, so this is the value, means all the totals, okay, divided by the number of count, that will call the average. So total we have the three functions: sum, average, count. Some people call it the, okay, need to change this one, the alias names. Cumulative average and count. This is not required for you people, just understand more clearly. I have written this one. So these are the total three functions. So once you done with the first day class, second you can understand, and third one the same thing, but only changes we are doing as the, instead of rank, density, rank, row number, I am using the sum, average, count. So once you are using these functions, okay, so it will add the sum of the things. First of all, it will add in the salary descending order, and it will take the first value, adding the second value, third value. The same thing, average. Adding two values divided by the count of records. Adding three values divided by the three. So like that, it's going. Okay. So people will call as the like cumulative sum, cumulative average, or cumulative count. This is the one word. Some people will say instead of this one, they will say moving count or moving average. Okay. So I'm stopping session today here itself. Tomorrow we will exactly meet at the 5 o'clock. Okay, and we will continue the rest of the part. So I'm sharing this information. So tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. You people have to practice this one. Okay, once you practice, you will get the more understanding.